Yes, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to M2MMA Advisory Board member Gary Zavaleta. Gary, fantastic to see you. We're so lucky to have you on our team. 15 years of experience leading analytics and applied data science, and a data-driven technologist. We could definitely use a man with your expertise helping us along this journey. How's everything going?
Yeah, all good. Thanks for inviting me. All good so far.
So what attracted you to the M2MMA project?
Well, it's not a long story, but I get started last year when I met Jeff. I was introduced by Tiago. We were at a conference, and Tiago and I were speaking in Spanish, so probably Jeff overheard us. I think he said something like "Hola, amigo," and so we started chatting. That was before he moved to Dubai. Later this year, when he moved, we met for a coffee or two. And then he started telling me all his ideas. He's a great visionary. And so I was asking myself, right? So all of this help for the fighters. How are you going to implement that technologically? That is something that I asked him. And something that struck with me is that he said, "Oh, you're going to help me do that by joining the advisory board." So that is something that resonated with me. And since then, I think became a very nice friendship, not only work-related.
How did your journey start in AI?
Oh, well, I've been in the data analytics space for, as you said, 15 or probably 20 years now. I've been working in multiple sectors. I started in finance, retail, and so on. But I never done in sports. So that's what is also, I find it very fascinating and intriguing. So everything related to data, building the foundation. And the way I see it, AI is just an extension of data. So if you don't have your data right, the AI won't be right. So once you have your homework right, data management, data governance, then you implement all of these fancy algorithms that we have with the AI and now generative AI.
Could I ask a little bit more about your career and your background that brought you to where you are now?
Yes, yeah, definitely. So I'm Peruvian. I moved most of my professional career. I did it in Chile, and like I said, I was working in different sectors. Somehow I ended up in aviation, and then I was recruited by Emirates Airlines. So that's how I moved to Dubai. I'm in Dubai now. Then I moved to a similar sector. Hospitality is kind of the little cousin of aviation. So that's kind of what I've been doing my professional life, and just helping. I just love helping companies working with the messy data, crunching data, to help them drive insightful information so they can have better data-driven decisions. Like everything in life is relates to data, even for personal finances and so on. So
100%.
For the past few years, yes, for the past few years, I've been diving into AI, which I think I'm lucky enough to see the transformation that's the generative AI has caused in the recent years. I kind of joined a little bit before that. So yeah, it's an interesting journey.
I'm so excited that M2MMA is based in the UAE. Does it feel like a special time in history in terms of what's happening in that part of the world, in terms of AI, in terms of sport, development, and just the evolution of people and what they're capable of?
Yeah, definitely. I always say to people, and you can relate to Jeff himself. He moved this year to Dubai. Chris is moving, as you know, and I keep meeting a lot of people just moving to Dubai, startups, setting up companies, and I would say this is a place where you want to be. And it's not only for, of course, it's convenient in terms of tax, but there is a lot of innovation happening, and the government helps that as well to bring and to build an ecosystem supported by investments and regulations as well. You have, in terms of AI, for example, I believe the first AI minister in the world is from here, from the UAE. So that set up a good example for other countries to follow. And in terms of sports, that is a big opportunity for startups as M2MMA to establish something as sport is something that is building up momentum, I believe, in the UAE. Unfortunately, didn't manage to get to the World Cup next year. That was a disappointment, but there is a lot of opportunity to develop athletes and a whole idea of professionalism around sports.
There's lots of exciting different directions of this project, you know, putting chips into mouth guards, into boxing gloves, into the shorts, and the kind of data that we can derive from that is so exciting. Is there any specific areas of the project that excite you most?
Yeah, definitely. So all this data that can be captured, these massive amounts of data, it is, as a data geek, it's something that just thrills me. You have all the data from wearables, the gloves, the shoes, the mouth guard, you said, all of that to capture in real time. And in sports like golf, for example, right? So you know the attack angle, the speed, all of that. With MMA, you have different kind of martial arts. So all of that to be able to track and learn is quite interesting. And then you have the videos, the cameras, 360 cameras that can detect and also track a lot of data in real time. I know there is technology that can detect or track the pupil dilation. So all of that is quite interesting. In terms of sound as well, you know, as there's a lot of talk that Jeff and some other experts are saying that definitely if you get a punch that is okay, it doesn't hurt you, it might sound different as if this is might break your ribs or can cause a concussion. So all of that different kind of data, it is quite interesting, and to get it in real time, it's an amazing data challenge, and that's the way I see it.
How big is the potential of this project?
Oh, well, I would say the sky is the limit. As I said, in the UAE, there is a big opportunity for potential to get sports to the next level. And not only UAE, but in the region as well, in the Middle East. So it's a good place to be and to start. The technology is already there, so you just need to put everything together. I know Jeff and Chris, they're assembling a great team. the likes of Thiago, working for Google AI, Chris, ex-professional golfer, who I had the pleasure to play with. We went for a round. He was showing me his picture, amazing picture. I think he's walking past the leaderboard, and you see the names of Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I've not met everybody on the team yet, but what is your sense of this team that Jeff has formed and the potential of them together and what everybody's bringing? Because I think you've met most of the guys. You've met Macker and Stephenson and those guys as well. And Adrian.
No, I didn't get to meet them. I met Chris. I understand he's moving as well next year, so that will be very exciting. We'll definitely keep things move faster. Reynolds, I know he's done amazing stuff with the wearables and the gloves to track data, so he pretty much built the POC already. Thiago, I met Thiago. Well, I met Jeff through Thiago. And I saw the interview of Adrian the other day, but I haven't met the whole team yet.
Do you feel like maybe we're in the perfect storm in terms of the AI boom and in terms of the requirement within the combat sports industry for this kind of project? Because in my opinion, I think combat sports is way behind maybe American football in terms of concussion protocols and utilizing data.
Yeah, of course. As I say, once you have all the data, the AI application will come on top. If you think of what Elon Musk, just if you allow me to do an analogy, did with Tesla, so they for years they probably launched the cars with not great product software. But what they did is for years, they got a lot of data, massive amount of data, and this is the analytics part. With all the cameras and sensors and so on. And then on top of that, later and on the go, they managed to perfection the algorithms in order to, what we have now is self-autonomous driving cars that can park or go on their own. So similarly, all the data that can be tracked for the fighters, not only during the fight, right, pre, during, and post-fight, can definitely help the fighters improve their performance, the way to train, and overall have a longer career, better longevity in terms of career. So AI can definitely help with all of that. And it's true, many people say we're in kind of a hype cycle of AI. But the way I see it is AI is actually underhyped, not necessarily overhyped. More things will come and are happening. A lot of investments in the US, people talking about building data centers in the moon. Imagine that. So everything that will happen around AI, as long as you have the data right and you know how to use the right algorithms, will definitely improve sports. And you're right, MMA, as far as I know, I don't see too many stats around it when you're viewing something. And that can be another benefit, right? So if you provide to viewers statistics around the fighter or the fights, it can definitely draw more attention and bring more viewers. And I suppose everyone will be happy with that.
For sure. Another facet of this project is the blockchain. From my understanding, you have a good understanding and have had some great success with Ethereum in the early days. So where does the blockchain fit in with combat sports and this project and the possibilities?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I was a bit lucky enough to get into, initially Bitcoin. That's how with Bitcoin, you get to know Ethereum, and I was fascinated back then how, in simple terms, you can do programmable money, right, or cryptographic proof of something. So one of the use cases that we were talking about is how do you rely on the fighter's information, on the background, the previous fights, who has he competed against with, if it's real, can you trust the source of information? And if you move all of this to blockchain, you will have cryptographic proof of the data in a trustless way. So that's one of the benefits that blockchain can bring. There are other ideas as well around that can help the fundraising, which is a typical use case as well. But yeah, there are a lot of talks on that, and hope some of them will come to life. Can't say much yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. So yeah, we can't go too deep into it, but I think you're you know what you're talking about, or not to talk about. But Gary, I hope we get to do this again one day as things develop, but this is a fantastic starting point. It's been an absolute pleasure the first time meeting you. I hope to meet you in person as well. But thank you so much for your time. Muchas gracias.
De nada, thank you for having me. See you soon.